name is Molly Schaller, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about the different finishes and materials used to make the beads that we all love. So we're going to start over here with some of the raw materials that go into the beads that you'll find in lots of bead stores all over the country. This beautiful specimen right here is amethyst, and over a few steps it'll become these wonderful faceted beads that you see here. These beads right here, actually these pieces of glass right here, are what's used to make check glass beads, and this large one is used to make other types of glass beads as well. This right here is raw onyx, and it also gets turned into these wonderful polished beads. So I thought we'd start off with, I'd show you a few different types of materials, as well as a couple different finishes that you can use when you're designing your own beaded jewelry. I'm going to start over here at the end, and this is raw quartz. Now, it is so much fun to use raw materials in your jewelry because it'll give it a nice organic feel. Right next to it this is actually like a lava stone, and it has been rounded and formed into these really wonderful spheres, but they still have that great like kind of pockmarked texture of the natural lava stone. These right here are stone beads, and you can kind of see as I turn them around, there are pieces that you can see like the really fun facets and the little valleys where you can see the sparkles, but it has a matte finish. And these also have a matte finish. Now, a lot of times, the matte finish is that way because it simply has not been polished up yet. So beads start something like this, and they're cut down, and they're polished into these round spheres. And if we just stop at that point, that's where they stay. They stay with this kind of matte finish that it gives it a really nice luster, especially on these clear glass beads right here. Now, if you take that up a notch more, here we've got some beautiful lapis beads, and these beads have been polished to a higher luster. So they've been changed into spheres, and then they've been polished. And here are some shell beads that are the same way too. So the pieces of shell were turned into spheres and polished. Now, these are matte beads here, but they're glass beads. And the actual glass that's used to make these beads is a matte glass. It's not shiny. So this is something that really is good for adding another natural element and a little bit of, contrast to a lot of the sparkly beads you might see in all of the different designs you make. These beads here have been faceted and polished. Now, these beads are mechanically faceted. They're all they place between 50 to 100 on a long stem, and they're pushed up against different polishing wheels with different grits, and they're incrementally turned so that each of the facets are perfectly spaced and are even throughout the bead. Over here is the same thing with instead of a glass, this is a stone. Now, these are some of my favorites because they mix the matte finish along with the faceted finish. So those are kind of really fun because they give you that contrast all in one bead. And these right here have a coating applied. That's like the next level. You've got the facets, you've got the roundness, you've got this great shape. If you apply, you can apply all different types of coatings to beads to give them either an aurora borealis finish or a color. So these beads are kind of what's happened there. So these beads were faceted, and then a coating was placed over it to give it a matte finish at the end. Now, I wanted to show you a little bit about how you can use this idea in your own beading designs. One way to do it is like this necklace to my right here. So these are all the same color family, but I've kind of blocked it out. So we have some matte beads here, and then clear matte beads here, more opaque matte beads here, and then you've got this nice sparkly finish here with these beautifully faceted beads. Same on this one, we're all in the gold family, but we've got metal beads. These beads here are hematite, matte glass, and then faceted all the way down to more of them. And then you can combine them all in one strand like these bracelets, and you've got the matte, sparkly faceted, and sparkly clear faceted. And you stack a bunch of those together and you get a nice variety of colors and textures in your beading designs. I hope you enjoy using all of these techniques and all of these beads in your own designs at home.